So for the last 8 years, VJ, it's pretty much been death, taxes, and the Chiefs win the AFC West.
Tell me about it.
It's pretty much how it's been. Since Patrick Mahomes has been the starter, I don't think any team in the division has gone 2-0 against the Chiefs, right?
I don't think, yeah.
The best you can do right now is 1-1, probably going 0-2. Mary Mack, let's hear what Daniel Jeremiah had to say about this, though.
Bring in young genius Brandon Staley, who Brew didn't hate yet. That was going to be the moment. And then when they did show some improvement that season, and then they went out and signed Khalil Mack and J.C. Jackson because they were going for it. That was going to be their moment. And then when they finally broke through and made the playoffs, and yes, the playoff game was a hard one to swallow, but people loved the Quentin Johnson pick. Oh my God, Herbert's got 3 number ones. They got rid of J.C. Jackson. That didn't work. That was going to be their moment. And now,
so that was Nick Wright from First Things First, who was responding to the Daniel Jeremiah thing. I'll paraphrase what Daniel Jeremiah had to say. Nick Wright, noted Chiefs fan.
Exactly.
He's a big Chiefs fan, but Daniel Jeremiah said, I'm trying to remember exactly what he said, but it was something along the lines of, Andy Reid is approaching the Mount Rushmore of head coaches in the NFL, but he thinks that the Chargers and Jim Harbaugh had a great shot to go ahead and win the AFC West. And that was Nick Wright responding to that opinion. VJ has this big smile on his face. I'm not exactly sure what that possibly could be about. But yeah, so what do you think of the Chargers' chances of winning the AFC West?
Jimmy Burgers, baby. I told y'all already what was going to happen, bro. He's going to
Nick Wright disagrees with you. No,
I know. Oh, God, yeah. Look, we were looking at Mary like, yeah, turn it out. Anyway, no. Do I think they win it this year? Oh, man, that's tough. That's tough. If he does, goodness gracious, man, there's no more questions about Jim Harbaugh. If he can really come in here and get this team over the Chiefs to win this division, I'm not sure it happens this year, Martin, but it's on the way. It's on the way because the man can flat out coach. This is what this division has needed because of so much turnover from the other 3 teams in this division. The Broncos have been a doormat. The Chargers have been a doormat. We don't even want to talk about what the Raiders have been for the last 15 years. They had 1 year where Derek Carr was an MVP candidate, broke his ankle or his leg or whatever it was in like week 13, 14. They go to Houston in a playoff game. Their defense is stout. They just can't score points that day. It's a Saturday afternoon game. It's the first wild card game of the weekend. It's the early Saturday game. And you're watching I think it's the backup or the third string quarterback. They can't move the ball, but Houston's not blowing them off the field either. So they've had one good year. Man, this looks like, though, when you know what Jimmy Burgers is going to do, they're going to be physical. They're going to attack you at the point of attack up front on both sides of the ball. He's got playmakers. This might be the guy that Herbert needed because I'm not as high on Herbert as everybody else is, but I'm not as down on Herbert as a lot of other people are. I'm still like, hey, man, let's see what he does with a coach. Everybody hated Staley, right? Everybody hated that guy. Nobody thought that guy was a good coach. He's got a good coach now. They got running backs. They got receivers. They got tight ends. They got defenders. They got Derwin James at the safety position. He's going to inject a type of energy. The same thing he did at San Francisco, University of San Diego, Stanford, and at Michigan, winning the national championship, going 15-0 this past year, winning the national championship. I like Daniel Jeremiah leaping out and saying this. I'm not sure, Martin, it happens this year, but 100% it's coming, man. It's coming.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen this year either. Daniel Jeremiah was talking about this year specifically when he in his thing, which was
so then the answer is no.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't know what Jeremiah was thinking. The Chargers team, to me, is markedly worse than it was this time last year.
On paper.
Sure.
On paper.
That's all that we have is the paper right now.
That's right. But what I think he's going off of is track record. He's going off of a track record. He's going off of, hey, we've seen this guy walk in the door, and we've seen this guy just turn things around immediately. They got rid of some guys.
Hold on, because immediately is not true. At Michigan, it was 8 years.
No, he turned it around immediately. They won 10 games his first 3 years. That's immediately coming off of a 4-6 season. That's immediately, Martin.
I'm sorry. I needed more out of Jim Harbaugh in his first 4 years at Michigan. That's why he ended up having to take a pay cut in 2020.
Yeah,
now,
listen.
From 2020 to 2023, That boy was smoking.
Hey, listen, you got to get your quarterback. It took him a while to recruit his own guy.
That's my point. There's been a little forgetfulness in this narrative of immediately. That's the only thing I was pushing back on. Because everywhere else, you're right. But it was at Michigan. It took him a minute to start to win at a high level.
But I'm not saying high. I'm just saying turn it around. So this year, 11-6, they win a wild card game. That's turned around immediately. They haven't won anything. They haven't won a playoff game. I don't have it right in front of me. Somebody tweet or somebody look at when's the last time the Chargers won a playoff game? He comes in this first year. They go 11-6, which is very reasonable. It's very reasonable they could go 11-6 because, once again, people love Justin Herbert. People think he is the guy. $55 million is what he's making, okay? People believe in him. They're physical. They got a great offensive line up front, people, okay? And they added a dominant offensive lineman in the draft in the top 5 picks this year. This is just what he does. They don't need the biggest, baddest receivers. They need some dope tight ends, which they got. They need a great offensive line because they're going to run the ball. It's going to be power running football, and the defense is going to smack you in the mouth. They're going to be very physical. They're going to train differently. He talked about the first day going in there of just rearranging the weight room, doing it differently. Something as simple of how you put the weights back. When the strength and conditioning guy was talking, I thought all of that's very integral, very interesting to me how they do. It's like, no, we set the weights this way on purpose. The way we have you turn and put them back is still, working the body. And the little hairs that I didn't shave off when I manscaped this week are starting to stick up on my arm.
That's what Jim Harbaugh does to VJ.
He does.
That's how it makes you feel.
He does, man. I can't wait to cover them this fall. I'm going to cover the Chargers. I'm so excited. I'm going to be nervous the first time I'm in there and he walks in there and the mic gets put in front of me because I'm not scared. I'm going to raise my hand.
When you raise your hand, are the arms that you did, are the hairs on your arms
that I didn't shave off when I manscaped this week are starting to stick up on my arm?
Is that also going to be? They're going to be like
keep that.
They're going to be like the sports information guys going to be like, hey, Mr. Husky there with the hair on the arms.
Yes, I am. I'm good because I love the guy, man. I always have since I was a kid and he was playing quarterback at Michigan. I'm not going to hide that. I'm going to be professional and ask my question and do it in a professional manner. But at the end of the day, this is Jim Harbaugh that I'm talking to. I think he's going to turn this around, man. I'm excited about it. I just don't think they can win the division this year, but I do like the turnaround of 11-6, and then we'll see what happens in the playoff game. We've seen this team up. What was it, 25 points or 20-something points, and they lose to the Jaguars. Jacksonville Jaguars. So we've seen
that was the beginning of the end for. Well, that was the your favorite phrase. That was a canary in the coal mine for Brandon Staley.
Yeah, exactly. And I still don't know what that means. I like the fact that Jeremiah leaped out of this one, but I will have to push back on this season. 15 is still dope. Big Red is still dope. They have weapons there. You still got Travis. You still have the defense there. You still got Chris Jones in the middle that wrecks game plans. It's going to be hard to win. See, I think 11-6 or 10-12-5 wins this division this year.
I think the Chiefs are probably. If I had to set the over/under at 12.5, I think I'd take the over. But slightly.
Really?
I think it was 13-4.
AFC's tough, man. AFC's tough this year.
By the way, last time that Anthony Lynn won a playoff game.
Okay, how long ago?
2000 and I just had it. He beat John Harbaugh on the Ravens.
So it must be like 17, 18.
2019.
Oh, okay. So 2019 is the last.
January 6, 2019. Wow.
So 4 years ago.
Yeah, but it was a lot
before COVID.
4 years ago, January 6, 2020 was 2021 is the year I'm thinking of.
But if you think about the AFC, right? Okay, Joe Burrow's back, right? People think Burrow's going to be dope. Burrow's back. So Cincinnati's going to be up there. You have the Dolphins. I don't think the Bills fall off that. But I know that's the trendy pick. But you still got Josh Allen. I think the guy, I call him Josh Apple turnover Allen because he's going to turn the ball over. That's just what he does. But he's still good enough to win you games in the regular season and get you to 10 or 11
wins. Is he
wins.
good enough to make the hairs on your arm stand up?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Stop looking at the little hairs that I didn't shave off when I manscaped this week are starting to stick up on my arm. Hey, I made great soundbite. You guys need to cut my stuff a lot more than what's been happening around here the 9 years I've been at Fox Sports Radio.
Juice stuff too.
Say it again.
The VJ juice.
Ah, yeah. The best one is still one has 2 degrees. The other one doesn't believe in the moon. That's still the best one. That's still the best one because that's as true as it possibly can be.
I think the Chiefs are going to lock up the AFC West again. I think the Chargers I'll put it like this. I think that Jim Harbaugh, this is going to sound like a hot take, but it's really not. Only 2 teams can make it. I think Harbaugh's got a better chance of getting fired in the next 3 years than the Chargers do of winning the conference championship.
Oh, no, you're so wrong. You're conference or division?
Conference.
So going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He'll be in the Super Bowl within 3 years. It's what he. All right, that's why I'm going with. Just real quick, because we got time. So the Chargers, the
Go
Chiefs.
for it.
Who else do you? The AFC's stacked, right? So you got Cincy. So let's go Cincy, because Burrow's back. Your guy, you love him. You got the Ravens, right? You got the Dolphins. Been to the playoffs the last 2 years. You got the Bills. I think the Bills are still solid. What happens with Oakland this year?
Well, I think they're going to stink.
Really?
Between Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell, I see no playoffs. In the words of my friend Dave Damashek, no playoffs for you.
Okay. So Vegas is out. So Las Vegas is out. Who else we got in the AFC? Okay, you love Stroud and Houston. So Houston's going to win that division. Jacksonville.
I think your division winners, you're looking at Houston.
Okay.
I think you're looking at Kansas City.
Okay.
Looking at some combination of Baltimore and Cincinnati.
Got to pick one.
Baltimore.
I'm going Ravens. Yep, I'm going Ravens to win that division. Get Lamar Jackson.
And then I think
Derrick Henry.
And then depending on Tua's contract and how this whole thing works out, it's kind of giving me a little cause for concern.
Can I have 30 seconds real quick?
You could have a minute.
Dolphins, don't screw this up. You have a chance to ink the guy. Don't play around with this. You are on the verge of pissing off lifelong fans like me by playing around with this crap because you want to listen to all the outside noise. I'm tired of, they didn't do this or he hasn't done this. That's not how it goes. Market is the market. You pay who you have to pay, what you have to pay. 55, okay, fine. But the numbers I'm hearing, why would you crap in his face like that? He's only doing what you asked him to do. We're asking for CeeDee Lamb to get paid off of one good season. We're seeing quarterbacks get paid. Trevor Lawrence is 20-30. That's his record as a quarterback, $55 million. Pat Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. He's not making what those guys. Stop playing around, Miami. You're going to screw around, and you're going to blow this. He balls out this year, and then he says, you know what? I'm a free agent. I'm going to go test free agency. And now we are starting over again. Just cut the check. It's the way it is. Stop trying to be the smartest guy in the room. Greer, stop it. Pay the man and let's move on and let's get ready.
Put numbers on it. Pay him what?
48 to 51 million.
Oh, if I'm too, that's laughing in my face. I'm sorry. I need it. I'm starting the conversation at 53. If I'm to his agent, I'm starting the conversation at 53.
If you're too, that's fine.
Personally, Martin would be good between like 47 and 50.
49 to 52 should be the window for a guy coming off of an MVP type season, led the league in most of the quarterback categories, played all 17 games. He did what you asked him to do. It's not his fault. His playoff game is in 3 damn degrees, and we're signing guys off the street to rush the quarterback. We have no running back. Tariq is banged up. Waddle's banged up. Our tight end's out. Van Ginkel's out. Chubb is out. Phillips is out. Xavier Howard was out. We lost everybody.
All those defensive things are true, but you say it's not his fault that they were there. You could have won more games in the regular season and had home field advantage.
It wasn't on him. Our defense gave up the Tennessee game. We're up 17 points. Tua doesn't play defense. The Monday night, I've been saying this, the Buffalo game I didn't care about because it was the Tennessee Monday night game. If we win that game, the Buffalo game don't matter. We already would have won the division. We'd have been playing at home. We'd have had Pittsburgh coming in. Nah, pay him. I'm sorry to go off like that because it's really starting to piss me off as a fan. Stop playing around, guys. We're going to bumble this so badly. Just pay him. Pay him respectably, please, so we can get ready for the season. That's it.
But to the point, I think Buffalo's probably in a better spot.
And you know what? They might be, bro. They might. But not only that, I'll be on dog. Josh Allen is a better all-around quarterback because he has the running aspect. Sure. I think throw for throw, they're right there with each other. But Josh gives you that 6'5", 235, 40, making conscious decisions to take on linebacker. Tua don't do that.
I wouldn't if I was him either.
Yeah, Tua don't do that. Josh gets the edge, and I can't stand the Bills, and I can't stand him. But as just an analyst looking at football and watching the tape, on 3rd and 9, when the coverage is there and that pocket breaks down, I'd much rather have Josh Allen scrambling for 9 yards for the first than Tua trying to do it. And that's just being real. He gives them that, so I give you that. But I think our defense will be better than Buffalo's this year, and we have better receivers and skill position guys, and our running backs are better than theirs. So we just got to pay him, man. Martin, you know me. I don't like going into the season with question mark. Like, sew up all the ends, and then let's go and get ready for training camp in 3 weeks, man. Stop playing around.